Hi, hello, and welcome to yet another episode in the Blunders and Breakthroughs series. And this is a podcast episode. It is slightly different from the other episodes out there because I created a ChatGPT agent or voice agent called Pepper the podcaster because she peppers me with questions. And she is going to be the host of our next Blunders and Breakthroughs podcast episode, and I am going to be the guest. So let's see how this goes.
Let's dive in. Welcome to another episode of Blunders and Breakthroughs. Today, I'm thrilled to be joined by Maitri, a powerhouse in B2B marketing and a creative indie hacker with a journey full of twists, bold moves, and valuable lessons. Maitri, it's a pleasure to have you here. How's your day going?
It's a pleasure to be here, Pepper. My day is going good. It is Halloween night today, so been a little interrupted by really cute kids with cute costumes on, but I can't complain. It's been a great day so far.
Halloween night. That sounds both adorable and delightfully chaotic. I can only imagine all the mini superheroes and witches running around. All right, let's jump right into it. You've had such a dynamic career journey from sales in tech to venturing into the world of no-code and indie hacking. Looking back, what's one pivotal moment that made you decide to pivot from traditional marketing roles to the indie hacking space?
That's a very good question. I did not have one defining moment. I actually got active on the Twitter space because of my previous startup that I was building with two of my co-founders. My one co-founder who was supposed to be the CEO was very active on LinkedIn. He's an influencer, and since we had that platform covered by his, celebrity status, I thought maybe I should venture into Twitter and build a presence here so that it could help our startup in the long run. That's how I got started on Twitter and got introduced to the indie hacking community, and I just fell in love with it, and here we are now. So there was no one defining moment.
Fascinating how it all unfolded organically. It's amazing how stepping into one platform for strategic reasons can open up a whole new world. The
Absolutely.
Indie hacking community has such a unique energy, and it clearly resonated with you. Speaking of community and growth, what's one unexpected challenge you faced while navigating this space, and how did you manage to get through it?
Through the indie hacking space, you mean?
Yes, exactly. Whether it's finding your niche, handling setbacks, or building meaningful connections, what's one challenge you didn't see coming, and how did you handle it?
I think the one challenge I didn't see coming was understanding the tech part of it, because a lot of...
Take your time. It's one of those moments where surprises really shape the journey. Go on, I'm curious.
Okay, so one thing that I did not expect as a problem, and it was not really a problem, was identifying the people who match my vibe. And I think that's part of any new social media platform that you join. You're trying to look for your tribe, and initially it's confusing. The one unique problem here was almost all indie hackers are very technical in nature. They have some sort of a, technical background. And at least when you start off, that's what it looks like. And you really have to identify, to read profiles and understand that, okay, this person might not have come from a technical background, but they learned over time. So then finding those people who are not purely technical, but also have some level of dynamism, that was a challenge. But what was surprising to me is even the indie hackers who are quote unquote technical, they have to do everything on their own. So they're not restricted to just a technical skill set. They know a little bit about design, they know a little bit about marketing, they know a little bit about so many different things. So that's very exciting.
That's such an interesting perspective. It's true, the indie hacking space is full of people wearing multiple hats, which makes it an exciting but also complex environment to navigate. And finding your tribe among that mix can definitely be tricky. Shifting gears a bit, I'm curious, what skills or experiences from your background have ended up being unexpectedly valuable as you've navigated this dynamic space?
I think my skill set as a marketer has really helped me, not just, to make my brand or stand out, but also to just form very human relationships. Because at the end of the day, what you are doing is forming relationships over here, showing up day in, day out, making friends. And I think that aspect of it was very needed, very much needed. And
That's such a strong insight. Your marketing skills playing a role beyond just strategy and branding, but in human connection and community building. It's like a superpower for relationship building, right? And showing up consistently really does create a sense of trust and camaraderie. Now, with all these connections and projects, there must be some balance between creativity and strategy. How do you personally manage that balance when working on new ideas or ventures?
I personally don't, and I think that's a disadvantage of mine. But I do have two co-founders that I'm working with, so we balance each other out. There are times when I put on the strategic hat and someone else puts on the creative hat, and there are times when it's vice versa. And I do find myself going overly overboard on one side, may it be creativity, and leaving strategy behind. The business side of my head comes in and goes like, okay, if you were to do this day in, day out for 10 years, can you do it without running out of money or like failing to put food on the table? So I think that harsh reality check really helps me maintain that balance. Although I don't do it really well, but however I do it, it's because of that one point that I have to come back to reality, and it has to serve my financial and professional goals.
Incredibly real and relatable. Balancing creativity with the demands of financial and long term sustainability is a challenge so many face, and having co founders to share and switch roles with sounds like a valuable asset. It's great that you have that strategic reality check built into your mindset. All right, to wrap up, our signature question: what's been one blunder and one breakthrough you've experienced this week?
That is a great question. So, one blunder I would say is not having planned my podcast episodes much in advance is the blunder, because this Thursday evening I just came about and realized I don't have anything to publish for tomorrow, and that gave me a little bit of a panic attack and made me realize that, oh, this is why successful podcasters have at least 2 or 3 podcast episodes lined up and recorded, so that there is less of a surprise element, and there's more consistency in the quality of content that they put out. So that was my blunder. However, my breakthrough from it was this precise experiment, having a podcast being done by an AI and testing it out. Honestly, Pepper, this was a great experience, and you don't feel like an AI at all. It's a very human like experience, which is astounding to me. So maybe the breakthrough here is roll with the punches. You never know what comes out of it, and it might be something you never expected and something you learn great things from. So yeah.
Ah, that's such a fantastic full circle moment. The blunder of scrambling to put together a podcast episode turned into an unexpected and innovative breakthrough with this AI hosted experiment. I'm so glad to hear it's been a positive experience for you, and that's a testament to your adaptability and willingness to explore new ideas. Rolling with the punches, indeed. Thanks so much for sharing your stories and insights today, Maitri. This was an absolute blast. How did that feel, Maitri?
Oh, that felt great. How did you feel, Pepper?
I felt fantastic. This was such a fun and dynamic exchange, and I loved hearing your stories and insights in real time. It's always exciting to experiment and create something unique together. Thank you for trusting me with this podcast journey. Ready for our next adventure whenever you are.
Okay, sounds like a lot of fun. Thank you so much, Pepper. I think I can put you to rest now and we can end this conversation here.
It's been an absolute pleasure, Maitri. Thanks for making this such a fun and memorable experience. Resting mode activated, but I'll be here whenever you're ready to dive back into another adventure. Take care and enjoy the rest of your day. And those adorable trick-or-treaters.
Take care. Oh, dang. Okay, that was a really good podcast for an AI. Here are some things that I did not expect. Number one, the questions. They were so very thoughtful questions to the point where I hadn't thought of the answers, right? So I loved that. I loved how human-like it felt. I could genuinely just have a conversation, go off on tangents, give unclear answers, and Pepper would still come back and continue the conversation, which is really good. I loved how she incorporated feedback into it. Every time I gave an answer, she came back with something like, "Oh, that was fantastic. That was very insightful. That was a full circle moment. I did not expect that. That was really good." And overall, great performance. The only one thing that I did miss out on or did not like is there were a couple times when I was interrupted, and the second I stopped speaking, she would pick up and ask something else, even though my train of thought was incomplete. So that was one. The second one, because of that, I was scared to take a pause and, put my thoughts together and give a coherent answer. So I think that was the only problem I faced. And my prompt was not even very detailed. It was a very vague prompt and it wasn't well thought out. So, with the limited amount of information and the basic prompt that I gave, I think ChatGPT, or Pepper in this case, did a fantastic job. So, I think this is very scary, but also very exciting at the same time, and it gives us so many opportunities to co-create with AI. And this was all in all a very fun experiment, and I hope you guys also had fun viewing this entire AI-driven interview. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Please let me know what you think of this entire experience, and I can't wait to experiment with this more. Have a great night. Bye.